I keep hearing these strange noises outside, but I can't see anything, but I think I have an idea. So I brought my fancy camera outside here and I turned my aperture all the way down so it's opening it all the way up, and then I'm increasing the ISO. I still can't see anything. Wait, listen. What was that? Okay, we really need to see what's going on out here. Let me try my new Pixel phone. Still nothing. Okay, I have one more idea. Let's check out my new eufyCam S3 Pro and see what it sees. Whoa, is that a robot doing parkour in my backyard? This is crazy. Let's see what else this camera can do. So how is this possible? Well, it's good you asked, because today we're going to talk all about it. Thanks so much to eufy for sponsoring this video. Today we're going to talk about the eufyCam S3 Pro and this awesome kit that gives you everything you need to get started. Now, I love how this has the cameras, the solar panels, as well as a 16 gigabyte base station, so you don't need to put in SD cards, you don't need subscription, and all of that. Let's get this unboxed and set up. So as I mentioned before, this has local security, there is no monthly fee, and top-notch battery cam. This could last up to 365 days, and then of course you have these solar panels that are going to continually charging it, so you will need to never charge it again. Then we have unmatched clarity, so this is a 4K ultra high definition camera, forever power with the solar panels on top, and then radar powered motion detection. So instead of just what it sees, it actually detects if something is out there and how far. And then it has max color vision. So this is kind of like the upgraded model of color night vision, where it now looks so good. And then this does work with Apple Home, so we're going to be testing that out, as well as how it integrates with the other smart home ecosystems. And here we can see some other features. I already talked about the radar detection, but that is incorporated with the PRI dual motion sensors to accurately detect a human. Here we have 24/7 smart snapshot. So keep an eye on activities between motion triggered events with periodic photo snapshots captured throughout the day. So typically with a battery camera, you're just going to get events that are recorded, but this is going to just take a picture every so often so you get a more full history of what has happened to the day. Excited to test that out. Here we have Solar Plus 2.0. So inside each camera, you have a 13,000 milliamp hour battery, which will last a long time, but then this is going to keep it running year round. So just 1 hour of direct sunlight a day keeps it fully charged, and it is compatible with an external solar panel for flexible mounting. Here it fits into every home, so it's compatible with Google Home, Google Assistant, Alexa to see live streams from your devices. And then here it has Bionic Mind AI learning. And then local security in your controls. So built into the base station, there is 16 gigabytes, but you could expand it up to 16 terabytes if you want everything recorded on there. And then let's say you want to store a lifetime of videos, you can do that with a push of a button. So here instructions, we have the camera, the base station, mounting hardware, we have some guides, and then the solar panel. So we're going to use the eufy app available on the App Store as well as the Google Play Store. Here we have a QR code that we can use to get it set up. And then here we're going to go through and get everything set up. And here we have the eufyCam S3 Pro. So there you can see right on the side 4K. At the top there, we have the solar panel with the solar panel 2.0. And there we have an awesome looking camera with spotlights as well, and radar and PRI down here. And then on the back, you do have mounting hardware with the 1/4 inch jack there. And then here we have a QR code, we have a sync button, and then there we have a USB-C charging port. Next, we have the base station. So again, this has 16 gigabytes of internal storage. On the back here, you have an option to sync, alarm, you have 2 USB ports, an Ethernet jack, and a power port. And in here, this is where you have the hard drive sitting in there. And here it comes with 3 mounts. And here we have the power cord for the base station as well as an Ethernet cable. Here we have some mounting hardware and then a USB-C cable to charge up the cameras. And that's what the third mount is for, the extra solar panel. If you need to mount this somewhere, if the solar panels aren't getting enough light, you would be able to use this. But again, these will work as long as you have a little bit of sunlight. Even if it's a little cloudy, you'll still be able to get these to work. But if it's not getting like under an eve, no sunlight at all, then you will need to use this other solar panel. It's got a long cord there that you can use. And here we have a quick start guide as well as a sticker. Let's now plug in the base station and get the camera set up. So here I have plugged it into power, and then I've used the Ethernet to plug it into one of my switches here. Let's head to the eufy app. All right, we're in the app. We're going to add a new device. So we can add the home base, and this is the home base S380. We're gonna add it into Brett's home, and we've plugged it in and connected it to the Ethernet port. And then we're going to make sure we connect our phone to the same Wi-Fi. And wait 1 minute till the red light turns blue. The light is now flashing blue, so let's scan the QR code.
Homebase has received a pairing request. Press the sync button on the back to accept it. Homebase was added successfully.
And here we're going to call it eufy Homebase. And we're going to go next. Now we're going to talk about face management. So Homebase comes with built-in intelligent human recognition and self-learning AI algorithm to differentiate between familiar faces and strangers' faces. So we can learn more about that. Let's go ahead and agree to that. And let's skip that for now. Let's check firmware, update it. And the Homebase has been set up. Now we're going to add cameras. So here we have some battery cameras, and this is the eufyCam S3 Pro. We're going to add it into my home.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
Press the sync button right down here. And here it says to keep the camera and Homebase within 1 meter. So I just need to move a little bit closer. And there it has been added. So just a few more steps. So we're going to go next. And then here it says charge the battery before mounting. And so here it says it's going to take 8 hours to fully charge this. Now it's going to just need that little bit of charge every day from the solar panel to stay fully charged, but let's go ahead and charge it up. And right now it is set at 78%, so I might just take it out and see how it does charging up from there. So then make sure you close this all the way once you're done charging it. And now you want to put the camera in a place where you're going to test out the signal. So I'm at the location. Here, let's test out the strength. That looks pretty good. And the quality. There you go, pretty quick. Okay, so the best place to install the solar panel is wall without eaves, a pole or fence when sunlight is not blocked, over the eaves if the eaves are below 3 meters high. So let's say you put this under an eave and it's blocking, you would want to put the solar panel up. And then here it talks about how to get everything mounted and then adjusting the camera. So we're going to put this one in the backyard. And then here you have options for notifications. You can have most efficient, full effect, include thumbnail. I really like the ones that include a thumbnail. So let's keep that one. Here you can turn on microphone, have audio recording on, and that is successful. And now let's add that other camera, get these set up outside. Just ignore all these other cameras. All right, so we're gonna separate the mount and then screw this into my board here. And wait to tighten it until you put the camera on. And I'll head into the app to see the camera view. Get it aligned where we want. I'm kind of in the way. All right, that looks good, so let's secure it. Tighten that down. Install. I've now been using the S3 Pro for a few days. Let's jump into the app and see what it can do. So right here on the homepage of the app, I can see it's currently charging. We have the name there. We have some other things, but if we click on the camera, it's going to dive in and show us more about the camera. So the first thing is you can adjust the resolution that you're going to get. So right now I have it set at 4K. You can do auto all the way down to 720p. And then whatever you have it set as, that's what it's going to be recording as in your different events. So I wanted the highest quality possible. And here is the view of the camera. You can see the camera name up the top. Next, you have the alarm button. So if you want to trigger an alarm, letting somebody know that they need to get out of there, you can simply push that button. And then you have the option to sound only the camera alarm. You can sound the camera as well as have the spotlights turn on. And then you have the Homebase sound. So you can quickly choose which one you want. If we do camera, sound, and spotlight, this is what it sounds like outside. That's then going to sound for 30 seconds unless you press the X and stop it. And that is definitely going to scare off any intruders in your yard. Next down here, we have the option to quickly record what's on screen. So that's just going to record what we're seeing. So maybe I'm doing something outside, I want to record it. I can come in here and do that. Or you see somebody that's not supposed to be there, you want to record that, you can do that as well. Next, we have the option to listen to what's happening outside or not listen. So right now I turn that on and then I can hear what is happening outside, which there's really nothing going on. Next, we have the option to talk through the camera. So here I can now talk through the camera. So as I'm talking, they'll hear me outside. This is what that sounds like.
And this is talking through eufyCam S3 Pro, and I've set the volume to 100% on the speaker out there. So this is how I would sound. I'm about to put away from my phone talking, so you should be able to hear me pretty loud and clear.
And then if they talk, I'll be able to hear them. This is what that sounds like.
And this is the mic test on the eufyCam S3 Pro. Here is me, of course, talking directly at the camera. If I come under the camera, I'm talking at a more normal voice. This is how it sounds. And as I walk away, then you cannot probably hear me as well.
you hear a little bit as it's talking off the fence or whatever. And if I come all the way over here, you might be able to hear me too. Woohoo! And that is the mic test. Listening to that, it was very clear, and it got even more clear as I'm closer to the camera. And then as I was in the background, couldn't hear me quite as much, but you could still pick out what I was saying. Now let's take a look at the adaptive spotlight. This is going to automatically turn on the spotlight so that you can have a nice, crisp, clear image even in the middle of the night. So then we have the option to turn on the spotlights. So this is really nice if you just want to turn on the light. I think it has a time frame of a few minutes. It will stay on and then it will automatically turn off, and then you can adjust the brightness. So this is what it looks like without that turned on, and it is pitch black. Once I turn on the spotlights, you can see it lights up the area. I'm able to see what's going on. And then this also increases the ability for the camera to see at night, and we'll get more into that in a bit. So here you can see the camera at 100% brightness, then we drop it down to 50% brightness, and even just at 1% brightness, that is able to help. So it's so nice to have this bright spotlight on the S3 Pro. And in the settings under spotlight settings, here you have the option to adjust what the brightness is going to be. So quickly can change it from 100 to 50 down to even 1%. And now we can go into playback. So playback is kind of your entire history of what has been happening on your camera. It's taking your different events as well as the snapshots that it's been recording for whatever interval you have. So as I go through here, you can see kind of, I was out there doing some testing and so on. And as it goes between events, maybe there wasn't any event recorded. So like right here, there's no events that are currently happening at that time. You can then see that it's showing this little time lapse. And so there you can see it's taking a photo every so often so that you kind of see what's happening. You know, you can see that I walk through the frame, but you can't see every single frame. But I really love having this feature, as I really like having a 24/7 history of what's going on, so I can see if somebody was out there or if one of my robots wasn't doing the right thing at the right time. But having this feature is really nice. Now here under the playback, we can also go under the calendar and we can go back to a different day. So then here we can adjust the date and we can go to yesterday and I can see the playback from that different day. Here is one of the events. But if I want to just go through and see the snapshots that were recorded, I also have that there. You can see my robot mower was out at night. So it's nice that it was able to see that, even though it didn't trigger an event for over there. So it's nice all of that has been recorded. Now, if we jump into the settings real quick, we can go in and adjust that snapshot. So here I have it set at 15 minutes. You can have it go to 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and the less time, the more battery it's going to take up. So when I was doing some workout there, I wanted to see pretty much everything that was going on. So I set it to 3 minutes, and here is what that looked like. And so here, as I'm scrolling through on a different day, you can see how you are able to see the sun kind of rise. So that's what you're typically going to get. And so here early in the day, I had it set for 3-minute intervals, and you can see my little robot mower go across the screen. It happens pretty quick, but it's nice that I have a little history of what was happening. So I'm really impressed by the new snapshot feature. So on the playback, we have the snapshot, but then we also have different videos. So if you click on a video, you can see the motion that was happening at that time. So here I'm walking out there. I have the option to pause, skip, go to the next, turn on and off. And then down here, I have the option to download that video clip. I can share it, I can donate, or delete that clip. So you have all those settings right there and makes it really easy to use. And as we swipe over, we have a few more options. Next, we have night vision. So this is where the pro vision of the camera comes into play. So you have 4 different night vision modes. You have standard, which is going to use the max color vision. Then you have daylight, where it improves that even more. Then you have spotlights, where it's going to use that spotlight to increase the vision that you can see. And then here you have infrared. So without turning on any lights, it's going to show you a clean image that is black and white. So let's go ahead and test these out. Now, looking at the standard with max color vision, I'm very impressed with how much it is able to see. Where other cameras that I've tested this with, actually, let's take a look at those. So here are some other cameras I've used with their color night vision, and you can barely see anything. Maybe you could see a little bit of motion moving back and forth, but there was no detail. Couldn't see if it was a person or what it was, but the max color vision really changes all that, as you can see clearly what is happening here in my backyard. Now, even though I have a light shining here in the backyard from the street, the other cameras just didn't pick up any of that light, but here we don't need to have another light turned on. It's still able to pull in all that light and show a really nice color. Now let's go ahead and look at what the daylight looks like. So that's going to increase a bit of brightness there so that you can see a little bit more, so it looks like daylight. Then we have the spotlight. So as I walk out here, you can see that the lights turn on, and then it is able to show a nice color as well as crisp image even in the middle of the night. And the license plate is very clear. And then we have the infrared night vision. So as you can see, there is no color here and the spotlights aren't on. There's just the red LEDs that appearing on the camera, but it is able to have a nice, clean, crisp look in black and white. So I'm able to read this sign all the way to the very back. And here, let's put those all together so you can see the difference between each night vision as well as compared to another color night vision camera. And you can just see how much improvement the max color vision adds with the eufyCam S3 Pro. And taking a look at the side-by-side between my professional camera here that can barely see anything and the eufyCam S3 Pro here in the middle of the night, you can just see everything. So awesome. Parkour. And that max color night vision is so impressive to have. I'm definitely going to be having this camera outside to keep track of anything that comes into my yard. Then here we have the events where we can go through and see all of the different events. It's even going to tag people. Here it's saying this is a stranger. Clearly it's me, but I can go in and adjust who is being detected and other strangers so that I actually know what's happening in my backyard. So we have all of those different options to filter. Here it's sorting by the camera, and we can go in here and even sort down more human, pet, vehicle, and so on. And let's take a look at some of the other events that have happened in my backyard and see the quality of this camera. And here you can see the quality of the camera. Even the grass blades look crisp and clear in this at the 4K resolution.
15 feet, 20, 25 feet.
And last here we have a screenshot option. So if you just want to take a picture of what is on screen, you have the ability there. And now let's check out what the battery has been like after having this out for a few days and making a ton of use out of it. So let's go ahead and check out the Solar Plus 2.0 solar panels and see how well they've done. So if we just jump into the settings right here, we can see that it's currently sitting at 80% and it is charging. Now I had it about 88% when I put it out there, but I have been using that 3-minute snapshot quite a bit. So that took down a bit of the power, and then I've just been going out there getting a ton of events. And so here you can see that we've used a little bit, but then it's already charging itself back up. So all you need an hour a day if it's at the full charge to keep it powered. So very impressed by that solar panel, and it's nice that I won't have to go out there, get up on the ladder, pull it off, plug it in, wait for it to get charged, then go out and put it back. I love having that solar panel built in to the S3 Pro. And with the Solar Panel 2.0, we also have some features where we can adjust the power management. So in here, we can see our overall performance. We can see the detection statistics. So 5 working days, 941 detected events, and 737 recorded events. So no wonder why some of our battery life had gone down a little bit. And here I have it set to optimal surveillance, but you can also choose optimal battery life if you aren't as concerned as many notifications, but you're getting pretty much everything recorded you need to, but it's going to increase the battery life. That just makes it so you're not getting as long of events versus the optimal battery life, which will cap at about 12 seconds. And then here you can have customized recording. So you can go in and specify exactly what you want. You want clip length, you can have it up to 120 seconds, or you can have intervals between triggers. You can have all the way up to 60 seconds. So the lower over here and the higher over here, that's going to increase your battery life. And then end clip early if motion stops. So if it's not seeing any motion, then it will stop the clip. So a lot of options there to increase the power and battery life over time if you are finding that it's draining a little too fast for your preferences. Now again, if you do mount the camera in a place where it's not getting direct sunlight, it does come with the extra solar panel here. So you can then mount this somewhere and then charge the S3 Pro. And then if there is a spot where you're just getting sun every once in a while and you have a little shade, that should still be plenty okay. As long as it gets about an hour of sunlight a day, it should be no problem. To charge that 13,000 milliamp hour battery, just charge it fully before you install it. Now let's jump into the settings and talk more about some of the extra features that this have, which one is Pro detection. So it's going to be using a series of sensors to be able to detect who is there instead of just if something moves. I have another camera that keeps notifying me all the time because it detects a tiny bit of pixels moving on the screen, which is just a plant moving back and forth. But this is using a series of PIR as well as radar to detect if somebody is there. So here, if we go into the motion detection settings, we can turn that on or off. Here we have the ability to add an activity zone. So let's say I want only certain part of the camera to give me motion detections, I am able to do that. So here I can just make it bigger or smaller. I can even add a second zone. So maybe only when somebody is on the trampoline, I can do all that, and then I'll only be notified of those certain areas. So it's nice. You have a lot of features there. Then we have detection sensitivity. So if you find you're getting a little too many notifications from things that are moving, you can come in here and turn that down, or you can increase it if you're not finding as many notifications. And then here you have detection type. So I did come in here, turn on all of these so you can have vehicle detection. You can have pet detection, which it detected my robot mower as a pet. And then here we have all other motions. And then here you even have a detection heat map where it can help you see where the most detection has occurred, which we have a lot of people playing over there on the trampoline and so on. And you can see different clips in where detection was enabled. So really cool. You have lots of settings there. And then you can even go through and do a motion detection test, and the lights will light up red when it detects you, so you can see how well it is working in certain areas of your home. And then here we have the anti-theft detection. So if somebody is trying to remove the camera, it would then sound the alarm on the camera as well as the home base, so you can quickly be notified if somebody is out trying to take your camera. Now let's go ahead and show you what you can do with the home base, because this does also act like a security system. So if we go back to the main page here, and we tap on the eufy home base. And so here we can see how much storage I've used. So I currently have 32% available. So here we have all of these different faces that it's detected. So I can go in here and add as a familiar face and give me a nickname. So then it knows that it's me and not a stranger. So you can go through, adjust all that. Next, we have AI empowerment. So we can choose which cameras are going to have that advanced AI detection. And then under the settings, we can go through and adjust the audio settings of the home base. So whenever the alarm goes off, we can adjust that there. We can adjust different notifications here. And we have some other general details we can change about the eufy home base. And so down here under security, you have a way to set up an automation where you can have different triggers. So if somebody's detected, it's then going to sound an alarm on the home base and so on. So a ton of features you get by having the home base and the S3 Pros. Now let's jump into how to connect this with your different smart home devices. So I've already connected with Google Home, but if you haven't connected devices with Google Home before, all you need to do is go in here to the Google Home app. Under devices, you can tap add. You're going to tap works with Google, and then I'm going to search for eufy security. There I have eufy security. You're then going to authenticate your account and add your devices into your home. And once we've done that, here we have the Backyard S3 Pro. So as I click on the camera, it's then going to load up a live view here in the Google Home app. You can also have this appear on different Google display hubs, as well as if you have a tablet or something, you can load up the app or the Google Home app to have it display as well. So then to connect with Amazon Alexa, we're going to head to the menu here. We're going to tap Skills and Games, search for eufy security. We're then going to link our account, and it's also going to ask us to give a PIN code in case we need to disable the alarm that's going off on the home base. And once we've done that, we can go into the devices tab. Here I can see my Backyard S3 Pro, and there I can see a live feed as well in the Alexa app, which is actually really cool. I don't think I've seen that with many other cameras. So that's really great that that's there. I have the option to listen to the speaker of what's happening, and then I can actually talk through it right here from the Alexa app, which is really cool to have. So there you go. You have all that, and then you can also display it on the speaker as well. And last, it is now compatible with Apple Home. So you can actually have the eufy S3 Pro display in the Home app. So let's get that set up. Now to set this up with HomeKit, we're going to need an Apple device. So here I have my iPad mini, and we're going to go into the eufy home base, and we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to general and HomeKit setup. So here we have HomeKit authentication. So here are some things you need to know. The timestamp will not be displayed in the live stream. The status LED will light up red when live streaming or recording. The detection type switches to all motions, and the working mode switched to optimal surveillance. So now we're going to add it now as an accessory. And so now we're going to choose the different devices we want included in the Apple Home app. And then here it's asking if we want to add a bridge, and we're going to say continue, and we'll add that to the home as well. And we can add this to a room, set it to the backyard. And then we have options to choose when this camera is going to record. So when we're away, we have the stream option. When we're home, we have the stream option. And it looks like I need a home hub if I want to record it to my home, which I don't currently have. And then we're going to add our other camera here. Now, when you do stream into the home app, it is only going to show 1080p, not the 4K. And done. So now let's head to the home app. And now we can stream our backyard camera. So there we can see that looks really nice. Let's go ahead and adjust the name so we can remember which one this is. Here you have different settings. You can see the battery life, and it looks like the sun just went down, so it is currently not charging. And there we go. We have a live feed of the eufyCam. We can also turn on the mic here to listen to what is going on outside. And if we turn this there, we can get a full screen shot of the camera. So I'm really excited that it now has Apple Home support so that you can have all your cameras in the one app. And so that is all the new things that's available on the eufyCam S3 Pro. I'm really excited about that max color vision. I couldn't believe it could see at night where my professional cameras couldn't even pick up anything at night. And then I love how it has that new snapshot feature where it's going to take those snapshots every once in a while to kind of give you a little time lapse of what was going on when it didn't record those events. So if you have any further questions about this camera series, please let me know down in the comments below. You can also pick one up for yourself down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.